for the Twins. They're coming off a series win over the weekend against the Royals. And tonight, Minnesota will open a 3-game set against the New York Yankees. Coming into this one having one of those Yankee-type seasons. At 89-54, they are tied for the second-best record in baseball. Maybe not talked about as much this year because the Red Sox have 98 wins, but the Yankees are no doubt one of the best teams in the big leagues this year. The Twins hope they can slow them down, though, especially playing here at home where they've been solid. 41-30 for the Twins at Target Field this season. This Twins-Yankees series on Fox Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Good evening from Target Field. I'm Marnie Gellner. Tonight's series opener will be Kyle Gibson, and Paul Molitor talked about Gibson tonight, saying that he has been someone who's very solid for us. He still has his strength, still has velocity, and he has proven that he will continually make pitches for us. So Molitor said, we know we have to play well against the Yankees, and we are glad that Gibson is the guy who is starting this series off for us. And with that, here is your series setup. The Twins have not only played well here at home, they've played well against teams within the Yankees division, the American League East. Minnesota is 10-4 against the AL East here at home this season. But you take a look back, and this has been a one-sided series, and Twins fans are well aware of that. Since 2002, the Yankees are 82-31 all-time against the Twins. Yeah. New York has some serious young talent, though. Miguel Andujar, Gleyber Torres are 1-2 in runs driven in by rookies this season. That talent pipeline just seems to never run dry for the Yankees. Well, Kyle Gibson's going to try to stifle that Yankees offense. Dick and Roy look at one of the best outings of Gibson's season, and it came in the Bronx. That's up after this.
CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
It's another gorgeous night for baseball in Minneapolis. We're at Target Field for the opener between the Twins and the New York Yankees. Jay Happ has landed in New York to try to help get the Yankees into the postseason and then through the postseason. And for the Twins tonight, it'll be Kyle Gibson hoping to simply do what he did to the Yankees back in April in New York. We welcome you to Target Field. Dick Raymer along with Roy Smalley. Kyle Gibson was a victim of a really awful ending to a ball game in New York. It's like so many Yankee Twins games. It's better to think about how the game started rather than how it ended. It looked like he was on his way to his signature win as a big leaguer.
Without a doubt, in my mind, the best game that Kyle Gibson has pitched in his career. The two fastballs were working all around the strike zone, but that curveball. You see him set up this breaking ball with fastballs, and then it was curveball, 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 changeup. He had the Yankees looking like they had never seen anyone with stuff like this. And to be honest, they haven't seen too many games pitched as well as that one was pitched by Kyle Gibson. I have a feeling he's going to have something very similar tonight.
Ultimately, the Twins and the bullpen that the Twins sent out there succumbed to the power that the Yankees have, and they've had it for many, many years, and they bring to Target Field here tonight a lineup that is loaded with power.
Well, we know about Stanton and we know about Gregorius and Sanchez. They've added two more in Gleyber Torres and Miguel Andujar, each with these rookies with 23 home runs. And now up and down the lineup, everybody can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And it's so difficult to pitch to them because somebody is inevitably going to get you.
We'll see how Kyle Gibson does in his second start this year against the Yankees as the Twins hope to win another series here at home. Ago, the Twins and Yankees have headed in different directions in 2018. Minnesota's focus is on the future, while New York is concentrating on setting up for a playoff run. Tonight, the two teams square off in a series that has been heavily tilted in the Yankees' favor. Can the Twins' young roster prove to be a worthy adversary against the Bronx Bombers? Or will the Yankees continue to flex their muscles against Minnesota? And the newest Yankees in the box, ready to get this game started. Andrew McCutchen taking ball one from Kyle Gibson. It'll be McCutchen, Hicks, and Andujar here in the first inning.
McCutchen just obtained by in a trade from the Giants, and Gibson misses inside 2-0. McCutchen just 3 for 25 as a Yankee. 3-0. When Gibson faced the Yankees his last start in April, 6 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. And then Sanchez hit the big home run against Fernando Rodney, and it all went out the window. There is a strike, 3-1. And a 5-pitch walk, putting McCutchen aboard. The very thing I think you said in the pregame show you can't do with this Yankee powerful lineup. And Gibson walks the leadoff man. Here comes Aaron Hicks. Here's the Menards batting order for the Yankees. McCutchen followed by the former Twin, then Andujar, Stanton, Gregorius, Sanchez, Bird, Torres, Gardner, and they might have more than one thing in common, but one thing they do have in common, they are all 9 of them in double digits in home runs hit this year. Here is Hicks. He's hit 24 home runs. First pitch fouled back.
Well, the very thing that Kyle Gibson did so well in New York when he pitched so well against them early in the season was get strike one. He was very good at getting strike one with the fastball and with all of his pitches, and then able to move the fastball around the perimeter of the zone so that he then put people away with his breaking ball. But in order to do that, you have to get ahead and stay ahead. The home furniture starting pitcher tonight, Kyle Gibson. You see his stats there. He's been a very consistent pitcher, but he needs to pitch the game that he pitched in New York tonight.
Side, and it's 2-1. 8 pitches, 2 strikes. With Andujar on deck. Gibson coming off a pretty good start his last time out in Houston. 7 innings, only 4 hits. A couple of solo home runs, the only damage done. That's one thing we've seen, of course, from Kyle this year, the ability to not complete just 6 innings, but pitch that extra inning. He's done it 3 times, 7 innings in his last 5 starts. Missing inside now, 3-1. That start was back on September 3rd. Gibson pitching with a little extra rest. This is September 10th. Twins, of course, going with a 6-man rotation, or better way to put it, I suppose, 6 different spots in the rotation. Sometimes the openers have been used. Hicks to left. It's down for a hit. And holding up at second is Andrew McCutchen. Right off the end of the bat for Hicks. And the Yankees have a walk followed by a single. Northland Ford defense for the Twins, and a little bit of a different look with the Yankees starting a left-hander. Kepler and Rosario are not starting. Johnny Fields in left. Jake Cave is in center. Robbie Grossman is in right. To the infield, Gregorio Petit, Jorge Polanco, Logan Forsythe, Joe Mauer, and Mitch Garver behind the plate. So trouble right away in the first inning for Gibson. First and second, nobody out for Andujar. Breaking ball gets a swing and a miss, and that was Gibson's best swing and miss pitch in New York at the end of April.
It's been his absolute best swing and miss pitch, one of among the leaders in swing and miss pitches on that particular breaking ball right there that he's come up with. He also got some swings and misses on fastballs too, but he was just, Like I said, he was ahead in the count, and it will lead to that.
Another breaking ball. Check swing, 1-1.
You look at Kyle Gibson's pitch arsenal this season. We talked about the 2 fastballs. That's what you see there at the top, the sinker and the 4-seamer. The slider is, and a curveball, hard to distinguish. It's just a breaking ball now. It's more curveball than slider.
Taken low, and it's 2-1. When Gibson pitched against the Yankees, he only gave up 1 hit, and that didn't come until the 6th inning. 4 of the first 5 innings were 1, 2, 3 innings. 4th inning, he started by issuing a couple of walks. Wrap to third. Out at second. Relay to first, and a double play. Again, the arm of Logan Forsythe in the middle of an around the horn double play.
Nice play all the way around the horn. Little slider there, got off the end of the bat. Petit takes his time to give Forsythe a good throw so that Forsythe can then airmail it to first. Watch this. He throws it right up letter high, and Forsythe lets it go over there. Nice turn all the way around.
2 down, a runner at third, and now Stanton. Down and away, ball 1. For Gibson, the 20th ground ball double play he has induced this year. Out in front of the breaking ball. Now 1-1. .33 of those home runs coming this year, his first in a Yankee uniform. Another swing and a miss on another breaking ball. 1-2. And the Twins infield playing Stanton to not pull the ball as much as they were before 2 strikes. Nice blocked by Garver on a pitch down and away. 2-2. McCutchen walked. He's at third with 2 down. Gregorius on deck. Slider down and away again. It's a full count. Gregorius just off the disabled list, but he wrecked Twins pitching back in April at Yankee Stadium. 7 hits, 16 at bats, 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in the 4 games. Dead foul. Almost got the fastball by him at 96.
Very good pitch there after showing him all those breaking balls to come in hard. That ball had, as you say, Dick, 96 miles an hour, but also had some good movement in on Stanton right there. If he can come back with that swing and miss curveball on the outside, low outside corner, he's going to get him right here after setting him up with that fastball. We'll see which way they like to go.
Got him looking. Carver set up over the inside edge, and Gibson hit the spot to end the threat.
Shocked him with a fastball on the inside corner. Great pitch.
early threat. Big double play grounder helped the Twins get out of that mess. And the Menards batting order for the Twins as they hope to create a mess for Jay Happ, Joe Mauer, Jorge Polanco, Logan Forsythe, Robbie Grossman, Mitch Garver, Williams Astudillo, Jake Cave, Johnny Field, and Gregorio Petit.
And the home furniture starting pitcher for the Yankees, Jay Happ. You see his stats, a wonderful year that he's put together, but he's made, this will be his 8th start for the Yankees. 7 starts for the Yankees. He's 5-0.
And Mauer takes up an in ball 1. It'll be Mauer, Polanco, and Forsythe. 15th year of professional ball for the former Northwestern Wildcat. Outside 2-0. Twins have seen Happ pitch for a bunch of different teams. Mauer just 2 for 9 against him. Pitch up, fouled it back. 2-1. Twins have built a nice little home field advantage here at Target Field since the middle of May. See if it holds up against the Yankees, who have won 20 of 28 here against the Twins at Target Field, and that doesn't count the 2 playoff games they won here in 2010. On the outside corner, 2-2. Yankees 2.5 games ahead of Oakland for the top wild card spot that would garner home field advantage. Fly ball center field, and it'll settle in the neighborhood of Hicks. 1 down. And that half game, by the way, will be resolved tonight. Yankees are playing here, obviously, and the A's are idle. Yankees out on the field have the former Twin Hicks in center, the former Pirate in right. Brett Gardner's been a Yankee lifer. He's in left. Andujar at third. Gregorius at short. Gleyber Torres at second. Greg Bird at first. Gary Sanchez has had some issues defensively and suddenly offensively too. He's had a tough time hitting. Some challenges continue to exist defensively. There's a strike over the inside corner to Polanco.
One of the things that Jay Happ has done very well this year to help him have the year he has is that pitch right there inside to right-hand hitters. He has a tendency to work them inside, get them in a hurry, and then the changeup and the breaking ball are more effective.
Taken 1-2. He sent CC Sabathia, another veteran left-hander, to the mound yesterday in Seattle. 2-2. That's to short left and down for a hit. This Twins hit comes off the bat, perhaps even the broken bat of Jorge Polanco.
Yep. Sacrifice a bat for that hit, but there's that inside fastball, and Jorge able to fight it off. Here it is right here. You see him set up inside, and he threw his hands inside. Watch here. He throws them inside best he can. Get out of there.
Polanco aboard, 4 steals and 7 tries. The Twins have stolen 1 base in the last 30 days. 1. Big leg kick for Happ and ball 1.
It is an interesting lineup for the Twins tonight. Paul Mahler trying to get every right-hander in there that he has available. Joe Mauer and Jake Cave, the left-hand hitters in there, but all available right-handers.
Polanco with a short lead at first. 2-0.
Pizza Ranch for the win tonight. Right-handers that we're talking about. Let's figure it out. Got to solve Jay Happ here. The Twins have not been good against left-handers this year. Happ is having a good year, especially he's hot with the Yankees. The Twins right-handers have to step up, score some runs.
2-0 to Forsythe, and a foul away. Forsythe has by far the most exposure to Happ. Forsythe, of course, in the American League East for most of his career, and Happ was too, with most recently Toronto. 22 at bat, 7 hits, a home run, and 4 walks. See what he can get done here with a 2-1 count.
Well, Happ tries to move the ball around and make you swing at bad balls. That's not what Forsythe does. So I can imagine why he would have some success. He's going to make you get the ball in the strike zone. Robbie Grossman the same way.
2-2 to Forsythe. Throw. Polanco last year was second on the team in stolen bases to Byron Buxton. Popped up, chased by Bird. And tracking makes a nice play on the warning track for out number 2. And that'll bring up Robbie Grossman. Grossman's been one of the Twins' hottest hitters as of late.
Swing the bat very, very well, and especially left-handed. Right-handed has typically been his better side, but I was talking with him around the batting cage today. He feels really good left-handed. We've seen him hit all kinds of pitches all over the strike zone, which is generally he's been a low ball hitter. But he's hit some good pitches, some tough pitches. He's just been hot.
Strike on the outside corner. That's to the backstop, and that's what have the Yankees so concerned. Now that was not a strike, wasn't close to being a strike, but a very catchable pitch, and Sanchez didn't catch it. A likely passed ball, I would think, and the Twins get a runner now into scoring position.
Yeah, that's kind of a mystery there, that he would fail to catch that ball. That's, to use your term, catchable, but by all means catchable. It should be caught.
1-1 to Grossman. Fly ball right field and hit almost right at McCutchen. Twins get a hit, get a runner to second base. No score after 1.
As we start the second inning here at Target Field, we bring you our scoop from the clubhouse. The Twins will name tomorrow night's opener / primary pitcher after this game tonight. And they do have a guy in mind. Paul Molitor just wants to see how this game plays out tonight before announcing who that will be. Tyler Austin has missed a handful of games with a stiff back, but he went out early today, did some hitting drills, looked pretty good, should be back in the lineup soon. Miguel Sano, on the other hand, maybe not as much. His progress has been slow. Molitor said that Sano's been in the training room a lot, just trying to alleviate some of the pain that he's having in his ankle, his knee, his leg, but all the tests have been clear. Molitor said that no one has told him that we're close to shutting anything down, so they're still hoping that Sano will play some baseball this season. I guess Dick and Roy, it's just a matter of when he can get to that point.
And probably won't be, I would guess, anymore on this homestand, but week and a half long road trip, then another week-long homestand. I think, just my opinion, I think Sano needs to play. He's missed enough time this year. You know, I mean, if physically possible at all, I think he needs to get out there.
I couldn't agree more. I'd love to see him play the rest of this season out and then have a real strong winter ball league, winter league down in the Dominican where he's from.
Sharply hit, and over the thumb of the glove of Polanco, hit right at him. And Gregorius will reach a sharply hit ball, but hit right to the shortstop.
The ball was hit very hard, and the line drive got close to him. You see him right here. He tries to get to the side, and the ball just scooted. That's one of those plays when the ball's hit that hard as a shortstop. You can play that and probably should play that like a third baseman, because you don't really know what that hop's going to do. That one's got to be one of those you play off your chest and hope you can knock it down and pick it up and throw the runner out. That one right there, if he makes a play, it's a really good play, but it's really hit and miss whether your glove can be in the right position.
11th there for Polanco in his 59th game. Well, the leadoff man is on again, and now Gary Sanchez. Sanchez hitting, as you see, just 181. With the big home run off of Fernando Rodney to ruin Gibson's gem in New York in April. Inside, and it's 2-0. Gibson usually pretty good pitching, roughly a 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio, but it's all out of whack so far here. 27 pitches and only 12 strikes.
Not too hard to imagine that it might go this way early on. Inordinate matter, unusual for him, amount of days rest in between starts, and that can mess with the guy a little bit, mess with his mechanics. But
strike 2-1.
Kind of hope that after going through that in the first inning, he'd get it straightened out and get back in the strike zone here right away in the second. He's got to feel strong. He has a lot of days rest and a little cooler night. He's throwing 95, 96.
Breaking ball drops over for a strike.
Good curveball there.
That's what's been nice to see. He's been able to throw that for a called strike, in addition to getting the swings and misses for swinging strikes. And now one for strike 3.
So we saw the curveball, then the slider. The curveball more straight over the top, straight down break, and that slider oftentimes looks like a curveball as well. The trajectory on this is so good. You see that movement from, if you're looking at on the clock face, 1 to 7 or so. Kind of Irvin Santana-like, where he throws it out there. That's the way he stifled the Yankees in New York. You get the swing and miss pitch right there, that very pitch.
Greg Bird hitting under 200, but with 11 home runs. And Gibson starts in with a fastball and strike 1.
A lot of time on the DL for Greg Bird as well. trying to get back in the swing of things here. He is an extra base hitting machine, though. Many of his hits go for extra bases.
Very high. "51 hits, 26 extra base hits."
Yeah.
Most, more than half.
Yep, half of them go for extra base hits. You're doing some damage. He does tend to be kind of a classic left-handed power hitter, though. Below the belt fastball, where he likes the ball, likes it away from a little bit. Into pitching up with fastballs or in under his hands.
This is not a position on the field where I'm accustomed to the Yankees getting substandard production. You know, at first base of
Right.
Mattingly, Tino Martinez,
go all the way
Mark
back to,
Teixeira.
Yeah, go all the way back to Chris Chambliss.
Right.
You know, it's kind of started back then.
Well, they're trying to figure it out at first base. Bird, they hope, still will be part of the solution. 1-2. Around the hands with a fastball.
Pitch. Good pitch. He followed up a very nice changeup with that fastball at his hands. That impresses a hitter. As in a right-hander versus left-hander situation, if you want to get him out away, if you want to get him out with slider or changeup, you have to impress him with that fastball in.
Tap foul. Yankee lineup right now, 232 home runs, and by contrast the Twins have 150. And that's for most of the last 2 months without Aaron Judge, who took batting practice here today on the field. Still reported some wrist pain. 2-2 to Bird.
Yankees don't run a lot, but Gregorius would be one of the guys that will steal a base on occasion.
Off of Gibson, signaling to Mauer, and he makes the play. What a brilliant play by Kyle Gibson, knocking the smash down, gesturing to Mauer, "I got this," and he got it. Runner to second on the second out of the inning.
Kyle Gibson's a terrific fielding pitcher in all aspects of it. This was a rocket that knocked his glove off, but he bounced on it, picked up the right thing. Watch this. Ball will hit into the heel of his glove, knock it off. He keeps his composure, picks it up with his bare hand, finds Joe, and throws a strike. Terrific play.
And now Gleyber Torres. Yankees are hiding him and his numbers in the 8th spot. You see the batting average, 280. Pretty good for an 8th place hitter. The home runs,
23 of them.
23 of them. And the runs batted in, 69. And he's hitting 8th.
And they are hiding him a little bit, protecting him a little bit as a rookie. But boy, he's had some huge hits for the Yankees.
Breaking ball shaves the corner, and it's 0-2. Well, Gibson had to pitch at his best to get out of the first inning jam. Now the error has complicated things here in the second, and he's one good pitch away from getting out of this. Gregorius at second with 2 down. Dug out by Garver.
Excellent try, 0-2. When you get a hitter 0-2, bouncing the curveball on the plate, the very best spot for it. You've got a pitch, at least one pitch, maybe two to play with. No sense throwing him anything that he can handle. Show him something that looks like it might be a strike, and then get it down below the strike zone. See if you can get him to chase.
Now fastball taken low.
You saw Garver's target inside there. Thinking with Mitch, I like the idea. Show him that 95 miles an hour with movement in under his hands, and then you can go back out away with his put away pitch, which is the breaking ball.
Wrap to third, down to a knee. Petit fires across, and Gibson pitches around the leadoff error. We are still scoreless. For the first time in a while for the Yankees, and again reported some wrist pain. He was hit by a pitch, a chip fracture in the wrist, and so his return to the lineup doesn't appear to be imminent. Mitch Garver in the box. He'll lead off the second, followed by Astudillo and Jake Cave. Outside, ball one. Garver takes ball two. He's got a one-out single against Happ. And the runner, Polanco, advanced to second on what was ruled a wild pitch. Popped up. Spinning over the Twins dugout and out of play. Yankees hope to get both Judge back into their lineup and Chapman back into their bullpen by playoff time. Got some knee issues, Chapman does. And as you see, they've been without Judge for a month and a half.
I gotta believe there's going to be a little pain in that wrist for the rest of the year. He may have to at some point in time just decide time for him to get back out there.
Over the inside corner, 2-2. And yet without Judge for a month and a half. All the home runs leading the major leagues. 2-2 to the Twins catcher. Fouled back. 0-2. Happ with the Phillies, the Astros when they're in the National League. Toronto briefly with Seattle, back to Pittsburgh and Toronto. And now a Yankee. Full count to the leadoff man on the Twins' second. Scalded. That's a fair ball. Gardner bare hands, and he will hold Garver to a single. That ball nearly skipped by Gardner. He ended up making a good play. Garver drills a single down the left field line.
Unlucky that it got off against the wall. You see a low inside fastball here with 2 strike swing, choked up, got the barrel to it, and as Dick says, scalded it down the left field line. Unfortunate here that it hooked up against that wall, almost got by Gardner.
Astudillo hit a 2-run home run to send us home yesterday. And he takes ball 1. That is not insignificant that he took a pitch. He took one yesterday and then hit the next one.
I tell you what, I don't think that, I think that's overstated, the fact that he swings at everything. I've seen him take a lot of pitches. He doesn't swing at a lot of balls outside the strike zone. If it's in the strike zone, he's going to swing at it. And yesterday he got a hanging breaking ball, and he knew exactly what to do with that. Looking for it all the way, and he got a gift. He's looking for the slider, and when you're looking for it and it hangs in the middle, then you're supposed to hit it. You might not always hit it that well, but the young man tattooed that one to win the game. I think this young man can hit. I like him up there.
He just can't walk.
You just can't walk.
Hasn't yet. 37 at bats. 2-0. And he might have swung at ball 3. It's a fly ball to right field. McCutcheon gloves it 1 away. And that'll bring up Cave. Wednesday, it is Minnesota Wild Night here at Target Field. A limited number of Wild theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a Twins Wild co-branded stocking cap. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/wild or call 800-33-TWINS. And it is almost hockey season. Starting to feel that way. You wake up in the morning and go out and get the newspaper or whatever you do in the morning outside. It's refreshingly cool, at least to me.
I thought this summer it was been wonderfully refreshingly warm.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So this is too cool for you in the morning?
No, in the morning? No, I don't mind. It's a beautiful fall type day. I love fall.
Cave dribbles one up the line. Happ fires and pulls Bird off the bag. Garver got his base hit sharply over the third base bag. And Cave hit a little nubber between the mound and the third base line.
Three parts to a play. We saw Gibson do it. Get to the ball quickly, pick it up barehanded, and then make a good throw. And he's unable to do part 3.
Good throw gets it.
A good throw, got to it, picked it up barehanded, and then just couldn't keep himself under control like we saw with Kyle, who was absolutely under control, picked up his target and threw it there. Happ was not able to do that.
Here's Johnny Field. Cave given a hit. So far, Johnny Field is 1 for 24 with the Twins with 8 strikeouts.
So you're saying he's due?
I'm saying there's a chance. Hit much better before coming to the Twins. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Garver at second. And Cave at first. More speed at first than second. And now 2 strikes to the batter. Popped straight up in the air. Coming back And out of play. Field, a career 270 minor league hitter. Fly ball down the right field line, a really long run from McCutchen, and he will get there. A fair ball catch, and the veteran had to sprint about 100 feet to make that catch. Fine play by McCutchen, and out number 2.
Ball flared down the right field line. Look where he starts. McCutchen from right field comes a long way. He's getting toward the end of his career, but he hasn't slowed down that much. You just don't forget how to play outfield when you've been that good defensively.
A couple of singles, a couple of flies to right, and now the number 9 batter, Gregorio Petit. Petit hitting well up here. He also is one of the few hitters who hit well in Rochester. That's to left center field. Gardner cutting across and makes a tumbling catch to end the threat. So a couple of hits, 3 hits so far for the Twins, 3 singles, and 2 scoreless innings here at Target Field. For the Braves last night against the Diamondbacks, costly loss for Arizona, but a significant win for the Braves. 3 home runs in the 9th inning, while the Mets were beating the Phillies. So Atlanta now with a 4.5 game cushion over Philadelphia. The Braves 15 games above 500, and the Diamondbacks are still stuck in the quagmire that is the National League West. Washington out of it, playing below 500 this year. Now the Phillies starting to fade a little bit, and in the wild card race, it's not just the 4.5 games that the Phils are out. They've got to leapfrog 3 teams to get into the second wild card chair. Brett Gardner leading off the 3rd. Gardner's had a disappointing year at the plate. Last year, of course, come playoff time, he was the leadoff batter, drew the leadoff walk after the Twins struck for 3 first-inning runs, and by innings end, the Yankees had tied it up. Gardner, McCutchen, and Hicks. Mason Gibson would love to get the leadoff man and pitch from the windup for a while, and that'll take care of that. On 3 pitches, Gardner is done. One down, and now McCutchen.
Much more Gibson like there. That sequence of pitches, getting ahead, and then the 2-strike curveball, the swing and miss pitch that we were talking about. Great 2-strike location.
Here's McCutcheon. Drew a 5-pitch walk to start the ball game. Got as far as third base. Down and away, a ball. McCutcheon just 3 for 25 since coming over from the Giants. 2-0.
You look at the shift there that the Twins will employ against McCutcheon.
Tapper, foul. 2-1.
This is what I think is interesting with what the data shows. You see the 3 infielders on the left side, but look at the outfield swung, especially center fielder Jake Cave swung around to the right side.
That's hit to the gap, a hooking drive cut off by Johnny Field. McCutcheon with a solid single to left. And that'll bring up Aaron Hicks.
Fastball there that got a lot of the middle of the plate. McCutcheon right on it. Pitching is it's tough duty. It's not that easy. You say, well, you have to throw strikes, but don't throw it in the middle. And it's not as easy as it sounds, but that's better. Making a guy swing the bat and getting a base hit is better than walking him.
Pitching is a lucrative way to make a living. It's a terrible way to make a living. You can throw 110 pitches, and 109 of them can be either where you want or you just got away with it. But it's that one pitch that you leave out over the plate,
right,
and somebody hammers it. You might end up losing a ball game. Checked his swing, or did he? He did. 50th pitch for Gibson, and now it's 2-0 to Hicks.
And that's why, to your best of your ability, I mean, we understand that you can't avoid the middle all the time. As we watch the check swing, at least it was called a check swing. I don't know.
I'll give him a check there. 2-0. McCutcheon got a great break, and the pitch is foul. The Twins getting a bit of a break there. McCutcheon took off before Gibson even broke from the stretch.
And that's when a hitter is, you have to take that pitch. You absolutely have to take. Watch this. Yeah, that is all of his base. There's no chance of throwing him out there with that kind of break. He just timed it perfectly well. And with a 2-0 count, the hitter must take that.
Now 2-1.
Just to finish the point earlier, the reason why you want to make guys get a single instead of walking them is that you got a lot of fielders out there. Sometimes those singles turn into outs. Guys are standing in front, make a great play. The contact gets you an out. The fielders can't help you with ball 4.
Knocked down by Garver, and it's 3-1. Gibson got a ground ball double play to help him get out of the first inning situation. Hicks was forced at second. Duhar was retired at first. 3-1. Tapper up the line. And Mauer will flip to Gibson, out number 2, and on the play, McCutchen goes to second. Zubaz Palooza is back Friday, September 28th. Special ticket package includes a game ticket plus your very own limited edition Minnesota Twins Zubaz pants. You can take advantage of the special offer available exclusively by logging on to twinsbaseball.com/Zubaz. I can't see you wearing them. I have pairs of Zubaz that I love to wear around the house, but I just can't see you wearing Zubaz.
Well, you know, unlike you, even if I had some, I wouldn't admit it.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, they're tremendously comfortable and do hard. And it follows with my clothing philosophy, which is if it's never in style, it can't be out of style.
Well, let me ask you this: you were talking about going out to get the paper in the morning. It was nice. Could you wear your Zubaz out there?
I have done it in the past. My neighbors will attest to that.
Tough image. Tough image.
Garver gets most of it, and it's 2-0. And Duhar hit into the double play in the first inning. McCutchen with a sharp single to left with 1 out in the inning. Yankees have had a runner in scoring position in all 3 frames against Gibson. High fly left center field. Cave with the catch to end the inning. Bottom of the 3rd. Still no score. The #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. No score. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Will send the top of their lineup. Joe Mauer, Jorge Polanco, Logan Forsythe. Up against Jay Happ, who has struggled traditionally against the Twins. Giving up 3 hits. First time through the order. All singles. And Mauer takes strike 1. Delayed strike call, 0-2. His name is James Anthony Happ, but his first name, he goes by J, like the letter J. It's not J.A. Even though those are his initials, he prefers to be called J. 1-2.
Well, J-A spells J, doesn't it?
Yeah. All Big Ten, all 3 years he was at Northwestern. Bauer taps it up the right side. And Happ to the bag, 1 away. We'll bring up Polanco. Join Fox Sports North Saturday for Minnesota Wild breakaway run. Single game tickets are on sale and training camp open practice. Plus collect water from your favorite pond, lake, river or ice rink and bring it to XL as the Wild will once again flood the rink. For more details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. One down, here's Polanco. Broken bat single to left, his first time up. Taking low, ball 1.
I think against J. Happ, the hitter's got to pick a side of the plate and get really focused on which side you want to take away from the pitcher. He's going to be both inside and outside. He's going to be up and down with his fastball. That look at the strike zone box there. He's going to try to throw fastballs all around the perimeter of that box. And I think with a guy like Happ, especially with the other pitches that he's got, so we look at James Rowson, the Twins hitting coach. I think you got to pick a side of the plate and get very aggressive on that side. So
regardless of the velocity.
Yeah, regardless of the velocity. If you're really concerned about the changeup, that changeup, for example, then look out over the plate. You see, this is what I'm talking about. 73% fastballs. I mean, you're going to get a fastball in the strike zone at some point in time. It's hard to hit everywhere. So pick a side of the plate, get on the fastball till you get 2 strikes, and then don't miss it. If you look for the ball from the middle plate in, get on the fastball speed and knock the tar out of it. If you think he's going to get you a throw mostly away, then look out there and hit it that way.
2-2 to Polanco. And another foul.
And then when you get a ball semi middle of the zone like that, don't miss that one. That's the one you got to hit, and that's true about hitting in the big leagues. When you get this pitch right there, that's the one you got to hit, because the ones on the corner are tough. But the ones in the middle, that's the one you live for, and you got to put that in play hard somewhere.
And another foul on another fastball.
It's interesting. He got in on Polanco's first time up. Happ got in on him, broke his bat, an inside fastball. Polanco was able to muscle it over the shortstop's head for a hit. This at bat, almost everything has been away.
And another foul flipped to the opposite field. 3 2-strike fouls in this battle between Polanco and Happ. Quite a battle here between the Twin shortstop and the veteran left-hander. And a ball drilled to right, but McCutchen is there to make the catch 2 down. And that'll bring up Forsythe.
So here's what we were talking about. You watch where he was working Polanco. Everything away, 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 away. He got one ball semi-middle. That's the one he wanted to hit. Pretty good swing with 2 strikes there. Hitting the ball the other way. Just right at McCutchen.
Forsythe fouled out. Nice play turned in by Greg Bird in foul territory on the warning track back in the first inning. Strike 1. Around the hands, and it's 1-1. Not just 5-0 as a Yankee, but with an ERA of 3.10. He's been a welcome addition to the Yankees in their drive for a playoff spot. Fly ball center field. Backpedaling is Hicks, He's got it. It's a 1-2-3 third inning. In the fourth, we'll be joined by Tom Thibodeau, head coach of the Timberwolves, when we come back. Around the corner, Fox Sports North releasing the TV schedule. 77 regular season games will be on FSN. A couple of preseason games as well. And with the temperatures dropping up, basketball season's right around the corner. We're very happy to have Tom Thibodeau with us to talk about the season. First of all, I want to ask you about your baseball connection. Now, you're a New Englander, right?
Yeah.
So is it safe to say you're a Red Sox fan?
Yeah, I grew up in Connecticut, and so Connecticut is the state that's split. So oftentimes you have family members that'll be rooting for the Yankees, the other half will be rooting for the Red Sox. There's a lot of fights, neighbors. My side, we always called it the evil empire. Roy, you're familiar. You're a great guy here, and not so good in New York.
Well, let's talk about.
But I was there. I was there in New York for 3 years. So I got a taste of both sides of it.
That's what I'm saying. You're a great guy here.
Once you put on the pins,
evil empire there.
Got it.
But Tom, let's talk about your experience last year, your team last year, and I likened it kind of to what happened to the Twins last year. Some young guys kind of came together, entered a playoff drought. As you look forward to this upcoming season, the playoff experience last year wasn't as long as you would have liked, but you'd like to think that the young players can benefit from that.
Well, it was invaluable for us, particularly for Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, and Tyus Jones. It was their first playoff experience. And obviously, once you get there and you experience that, you learn a lot from it. And the thing I like about all three of those guys is they're young and they're going to get a lot better. And it was very challenging last year. I think, when we had Jimmy healthy, Karl Anthony Towns healthy, and Andrew Wiggins healthy, our record in the West was 27-10, which is one of the best records in the West. So we got to build on that. The challenge will be greater this year. And we're going to have a great training camp and be ready to go.
Lakers got a little bit better, did they?
Yeah, that's maybe a little bit of an understatement, but any team that gets LeBron, and it's not just LeBron, getting a guy like Rondo will add a lot to their team, and they have some really good young players. But a big part of who LeBron is not just his own individual greatness, but his ability to make everyone around him great. So they'll be a lot better. I think Dallas has gotten better. They were able to add DeAndre Jordan to their team. Oklahoma City has added some quality players. So it'll be a challenge. Every night in the West, you're going to be going against a great team. There's no off nights.
You mentioned Jimmy Butler. How's he doing physically?
He's doing really well. He's out in California, and and the best thing about Jimmy is he's made himself into a great player. He came into the league being a great defensive player, and he's gotten a lot better offensively, and each year he's added something significant to his game, and I think he's one of the top 10 players in the league, and you can put him right up there with anyone in terms of being a two-way player.
He's one of those guys, and we talk about baseball players who Jose Altuve in Houston seems to make everybody around him better, and from the games I went to last year and the ones I saw on TV, that seems to be the case with Butler. It's not just what he brings to the court, the numbers he brings, but the other 4 guys on the floor seem to be better too.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the things that does get overlooked with him is his playmaking. And you can play Jimmy at all 5 positions, and he's a very unselfish player. If he's being double teamed, he's always going to hit the open man. He plays to win. He plays tough. And I think we have some other guys that are on that same path. We're one of 3 teams to have 2 all NBA players, and Jimmy and of course Karl Anthony Towns. So we think we have a really good young nucleus, and we think we have some players that we can build around.
Gregorius reached on an error in the second. Now with 1 out in the 4th, he reaches on a walk.
So I want to get back to you being a Red Sox fan. That's fascinating to me, because I know all you Red Sox fans are such great baseball people. So did you have a when were the glory years for you, and who did you like?
67 was the the dream year, and unfortunately we fell short at the end. 75 was
75, yeah.
That was another great year. 86 was a great year. We didn't get the final prize, and then of course what's happened recently, like we grew up thinking we would never win, and it was sort of like us and the Cubs, and of course and now we expect to win. And I'm also a big Tony La Russa fan, so whatever team he's with, and now he's with the Red Sox, so it makes it even better. But that's my team.
75, you had a young guy named Fred Lynn, who Freddie and I were buddies. He and I went to USC together and won a couple of national championships together. And for about 5 years there, I think Freddie was about as good a player as it was in the game.
Yeah, what a great center fielder and a great hitter, all-around player. Like you always loved watching him play.
You bet.
And those teams were great. They were terrific, and just fell short. And Fenway, obviously, a beautiful park to watch games in, and I can remember trying to get to as many of those games as I could.
My favorite place to play outside
really?
of everybody asks me what's the best place to play, and where I played. I spent my whole career in the American League.
Great stop at third by Petit, and he gets the out at first. What a play by Gregorio Petit to take a hit away from Sanchez.
Fenway Park is iconic. It's the very, very best place to play. It's Major League Baseball to me. Always has been, always will be. We watched the Petit fully stretched out, gets up, and then it's just a matter of throwing the ball over there. The play was made with that layout. Gibson going, yeah, that's what I need.
2 down, another Yankee runner at second, and here's Greg Bird. Hit a smash against Gibson's glove. He recovered nicely to throw him out at first base. Karl Anthony Towns, a tremendous talent, but I think a lot of people think there's another level higher that he can get to. What does he need to do to get to that level and be the superstar a lot of people think he can be?
Well, in my eyes, he's already a superstar, and I do think he's going to get a lot better to do what he's done at the age. He's 22 years old, and so it's pretty special. And there's nothing that he can't do on the floor. He's got the skill set of a guard. He can post up. He can put it on the floor. He can shoot threes. He can make plays. Defensively, I think he's getting better and better. He's a great rebounder already, and I think he's learning. He's seen a lot of different defenses, and I think he's gotten a lot more comfortable at reading defenses and knowing what his reads are and what the progressions are in order. So he'll continue to get better. He loves the game. He's early to the gym. He stays late. He works at it every day.
Tom, thanks for the visit.
Pleasure.
We're looking forward to the start of the season here, right around the corner.
Thanks.
runner at second in every inning, but so far another pitcher's duel, not unlike the one we had with the Kansas City Royals here on Saturday night. No perfect game at stake, just a nice job by the two starting pitchers, Jay Happ for New York and Kyle Gibson for the Twins. A first pitch strike to Robbie Grossman. Tonight's BP Brighter picture shines the spotlight on Grossman. No surprise he's in the lineup against lefties with numbers like that. Twins minus a healthy Rosario, a healthy Sano, Kepler. Really not much of a presence, if you will, in the middle of the lineup. Forsythe has hit cleanup. Now Grossman's hitting cleanup. Paul Molitor understands you just hope to string some good at bats together and get a big hit with 2 outs. One and 2. Close pitch taken, and Grossman so sharp with his vision. Very discerning eye at the plate, and it's 2 and 2.
He just doesn't swing at bad pitches, and that's one of the reasons why he's hitting 4th here in this lineup against Jay Happ, besides the fact that he's swung the bat so well, as you saw against left-handed pitching.
Chip to center field. Hicks coming in. He won't get there. And Grossman has a leadoff single. Grossman at first. Garver will bat, and we will hear next from Marnie Gellner.
We have our big story, and it's from last night with the Red Sox hosting the Astros at Fenway Park. The game is tied at 5, bottom of the 9th. 2 runners on, 2 out for Mitch Moreland. And there it is, a walk-off single. Boston walks off the Astros to avoid a 3-game sweep. And we're already talking about magic number time. The Red Sox magic number is now 11 to win a 3rd straight divisional title.
Late in that game, a really controversial review of a play at the plate. Boston with a comfortable lead over New York. The biggest race, if you will, the biggest contested spot in the playoff field right now is the wild card spot, and who will finish with a better record to get home field advantage in the wild card game. Till further notice, we can assume that it will be Oakland and New York in the wild card game. And as we mentioned, Oakland has a 2.5 game deficit to the Yankees, which will be the half game will be made up here tonight. In head-to-head competition, they split 6 games. 1-0 to Garver. And now 2-0. And so it's entirely possible that the two teams will have the same record. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head competition. And I'm not even sure where the tiebreakers fall after that.
Look at the AL wild card that Dick's talking about right here. It's still going to be a great battle down the stretch, with Oakland trying to catch the Yankees and Houston, either one.
And you saw the win totals for the wild card are already past the 85 wins that the Twins got last year to get into the wild card game. And we've got roughly 3 weeks to go.
It's one of those great baseball seasons where a terrific team like the Yankees is going to win 100 games or more and finish 8 games behind the division winner.
Swung on and missed 2-2. So while there's never a good year to lose around 90 ball games, whatever the Twins are going to end up losing this year, last year was a great year to win 85 because it got you in. Only 5 teams above the 500 mark in the American League, and the Twins were one of the 5. 2-2 to Garver, and now 3-2. Astudillo on deck. Astros won their 90th game tonight. The Red Sox appear to be headed for in the neighborhood of 110 wins. fouls it back. And then as we start to sift through the playoffs and get the wild card games played before the bracket, if you will, settled and the games played, remember, a wild card team can never have home field advantage. They will play a division champion for the rest of their life in the playoffs, and the division champion will always be the home team or have the home field advantage.
Yep.
Right. 3-2 to Garver, and a throw to first.
Robbie Grossman had taken off on the 3-2 pitch with nobody out. The pitch before, Paul Mulder showing an awful lot of confidence in Mitch Garver's ability to discern a strike and put the bat on it. 3-2. It's like a hit and run. Although you may take a ball, but you got to be sure.
Grossman didn't take off. Good thing. Garver strikes out, 1 away. We'll bring up Astudillo. Big day coming up tomorrow before the second game between these two teams. Fox Sports North will give you an all-access pass to Twins batting practice with an hour-long special edition of Twins Live. There will be live player interviews, insight and analysis from Roy Smalley, Justin Morneau. You can join us live on Tuesday at 4:30 for your exclusive access as the Twins prepare for the game. Double play grounder, Gregorius to Torres to Bird, and that takes care of Grossman's leadoff single. On to the fifth, still no score.
Well, we'll get caught up with some very good pitching. Kyle Gibson, after struggling with command a little bit in the first inning, has got it back going again, reminiscent of how well he pitched in New York against the Yankees. And Jay Happ has been equal to the task and the bar that Gibson has set. So here we are as we head to the top of the fifth. The Yankees with only 2 hits, the Twins with only 4, and we're in a scoreless game.
And the batter is Gleyber Torres. He had a ground ball to Petit his first time up. Over for a strike. Congratulations to Ramon Borrego and the Fort Myers Miracle. They just won the Florida State League Championship a few moments ago. Royce Lewis, Alex Kirilloff, and others, of course, but those are the 2 players I think most Twins fans are familiar with, winning a championship in the Florida State League. 2 strikes to Torres, then Gardner and McCutchen.
And I don't think you can overstate how important it is for a minor league team in the system to win their championships.
Check swing. Nope. Well, of course, that's an important topic to discuss. You know, the players are down there to develop in the hopes that they can hone their skills and get to the big leagues and have great careers up here. But there is an element of winning that you'd like having the players established before they get up here.
Absolutely there is.
Tapped foul.
Learn what it takes to win, to close out a season, to win a playoff. How you play with games on the line that really mean something at the end. That's all as important a learning experience for a good player, for a winning player in the big leagues as anything else. I know that man right there, speaking of winning players. It's important to him that the player, when he gets players here, they come from the winning mindset.
Drilled to center. Cave is there. Down. Remember when the Twins got into the playoffs in '87, and Gary Gaetti said, you know, one of the revelations he had early in the playoff series, the game isn't any different. You know, the ball's the same size, same distance between the mound and home plate. Everything around the game changes, but the game itself doesn't change.
And the important thing about that statement is to understand that you can't speed your mind and your emotions up. You can't let the excitement of the moment, because it's a big game, change how you go about doing what you're trying to do.
Well, to a man, you guys did it exceptionally well. Now, you were more of a veteran player than some of the other guys, but you know, the Metrodome, 150 media members around the field that can throw you out of your routine, your rhythm, your comfort level. But once the game starts, it's the same game. 1-1. Gardner struck out swinging his first time up. Missing down and in again, 2-1.
There's another very important aspect of getting into a playoff situation in the minor leagues and closing it out and winning. There really is nothing like winning. It's better than it is better than individual stats. And for young players to start getting used to the feeling how that fact that doing this as a team is better than just trying to hit your way to the big leagues, for example, individually. That's a big lesson. That's an important part of guys in the minor leagues, is understanding that when they do get to the big leagues, because of the way they've performed, what's the most fun is being a part of that winning environment again at this level, and not just the fact that you get your 2 hits a game, or you hit X number of home runs or whatever. It's really about the team, about winning. That's an invaluable experience down there.
2-2 to Gardner. Just missed. It's a full count. Replay brought to you by Ram. Is it in the box?
Well, it was awfully close. Could have gone either way. I think it was just inside. Great try. Start the ball in, with the movement of the fastball, bring it back to the inside corner, and just miss it.
Poke to right. So Gardner on a 3-2 pitch. Singles to right field. Torres's line out to center was smartly hit, and now Gardner with a base hit. Here comes Andrew McCutchen.
So it's amazing. Look at the difference, what it makes. Almost the same exact spot. The ball had just a little bit of the plate this time instead of off the plate. And Gardner, having seen the first one, was ready for the one that had a little bit more of the plate.
McCutchen drew a walk, then singled in the third. The Yankees have had a base runner at second in every inning so far. Down and away, ball 1. So far, Gibson's numbers against the Yankees, eye-popping. 10 1/3 innings, only 4 hits and no runs. He got a ground ball double play in the first. And now 2-0.
Well, true to form, when Kyle Gibson is pitching well, he throws a lot of ground balls, and he gets the strikeouts primarily on good breaking ball that he's come up with. After he's impressed people with that, then he gets some strikeouts, as we've seen, freezing guys on the inside part of the plate with fastballs as well. But he's getting his ground balls again tonight.
There's a strike on the outside corner. Again, flushed back to first.
Kyle Gibson pretty quick over there to first base. He does two things really, really well. Two of the three things that I think really enhance a pitcher's ability to be successful. When hold runners on, field your position well. He does those two things very well. He's not real quick to the plate, but he's got a quick move to first.
And now 3-1.
The third thing being don't walk people, and he's working on that.
Couple of walks for Gibson. There's been an error behind him and 3 singles.
You see the balls and strikes ratio here. It's not a great ratio for Kyle. He's struggling with command a little, just not quite sharp. He's got good stuff, but just not quite sharp. There goes Gardner.
Gardner goes, but it's ball 4. First and second, one down for Hicks. Follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv. For $25.99, you can watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer. Gibson's success against the Yankees might be in part because they don't have much history against him. I was surprised to look this up today. All the players that the Yankees have here, and this is September with the call-ups and all that, there's only 2 players that have had more than 4 at-bats against Kyle Gibson. Gregorius and Gardner. They're the only ones that have seen him more than 4 at-bats. Hicks with a single and a ground ball to first. Missing inside. Hicks has seen a lot of Gibson, but mainly as a teammate.
Well, Stanton, is in the other league, and,
right?
And we got the 2 rookies in Torres and Andujar.
Gardner's aboard after a single. McCutcheon is on board after a walk. Hicks with a 2-0 count. Here comes Garvin Alston. Be the second mound visit charged to the Twins, the first involving the pitching coach. Hicks 425 at bats. He's grounded into 1 double play. So if you're hoping he's going to snap his fingers, throw a good sinker, and get 2, that's probably not going to happen. Hicks strikes out about once every 4 times.
And he hits a lot of fly balls, and I think I don't have a real clear picture of him hitting a lot of hard ground balls in the infield. I've seen him hit over the top of some. He has good speed, so he's going to beat relay throws to first unless he hits the ball sharply.
Three and 0, and Duhar is on deck. corner, 3-1.
You watch, this is a classic two-seamer right here. You watch the movement down and away. It's a great two-strike pitch. Probably didn't need to be that perfect 3-0, but he's good. If he could throw the ball right there the next two pitches, he's got a chance.
Grounder. Great stop by Mauer, and he finds Gibson on the bag. Well, already tonight, Petit's gone to his left. Now Mauer goes to his right to close the hole and get the second out. Runners at second and third, 2 down.
Well, he did throw the second one, followed up the 3-0 pitch with another one right in that spot. Sinker that got on the end of the bat. Hicks hit it in a great spot, but Joe makes it an even better play. They get an out, a big out right there. First base open as he pitches to Andahar with Stanton on deck. And here's where you can pitch a guy really tough. You got a strikeout guy, and now I know the guy on deck's hit 33 home runs, and you don't want to pitch to him with the bases loaded necessarily. But this kid right here can hit as well, and you can pitch him with first base open. You can pitch him really tough.
Pole shift on in the infield, and down and away. Gibson falls behind again.
That's not tough, though. I don't mean throw the ball where he can't hit it. I mean throw the ball like you did 3-0 and 3-1 to Hicks, where you've got your good stuff on the corner. If it's just off, chances are an aggressive hitter will get himself out on a tough pitch. You got to make them competitive pitches.
1-0.
Oh,
a high foul fly. And Duhar has over 500 at bats and only 21 unintentional walks. So yeah, he's up there to swing the bat.
Right, and that's what I'm getting at. Is the chances are, as we show Trevor May warming up in the bullpen for the Twins, the chances are if you can throw tantalizing pitches, not fat ones, but tantalizing ones, he's going to swing, and you got a chance for him to get himself out. You get a chance for soft contact here if you can throw it in under his hands or on the outside corner with first base open. You can take those chances.
That's to left field. Field coming in. Sliding catch to end the threat. Johnny Field with a sliding catch for the third out. And the Yankees again in the fifth threaten but do not score.
Terrific play by Johnny Field to save 2 runs. Yes.
Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Ram. Hurry in and get a great deal during Ram Power Days. Still no score, and Jake Cave to lead things off. He takes a fastball for strike one. Cave singled in the second inning, hit it right off the end of the bat up the third baseline, about 40 feet from home plate, but got an infield hit when Happ's throw pulled the first baseman Bird off the bag. Happ now to Bird. He makes the play. One away. And it'll bring up Field. With 4 singles, Happ hasn't walked anyone at all. And he'll face Johnny Field, who hit a fly ball to right. And Happ's strike to ball ratio is right at 2-1. A bullet on Duha. Wow. One of the hardest balls that Field has hit. And Duhar caught it before it caught him.
Listen to this. Man. The hot corner.
Staggering catch by the third baseman. 2 quick outs in the 5th. And now Petit, who had a fly ball to left his first time up. First pitch strike.
Good job by Petit there. Pretty good pitch to hit, but how many pitches? 3 pitches to Happ to that point. That's a nice job of understanding that you can't take the chance of letting Happ throw 4 pitches in that inning and get 3 outs. So he took probably a pitch he'd love to have back. He'd love to be able to swing at, but that's smart baseball.
2-1 to Petit. Didn't make the team out of spring training. Kind of bounced back and forth a little bit. Was a rock for the Red Wings. And as I said, one of the few guys that actually hit well for the Red Wings this year. Fouled off of Sanchez. 2-2. And everybody a little concerned about Sanchez. Petit backs out of the box. Marvin Hudson, the home plate umpire, checking on him. Two and two. Sliced down the line, foul. Hit well to the gap. Nobody there.
Nobody there.
That'll run all the way to the deepest part of the park. Petit has a double. It's the first extra base hit for the Twins, and that will set up Joe Mauer. A couple of well hit balls for the Twins here in the 5th.
Got a fastball right in the middle of the plate. Good job to get the big end of the bat to it. Those are the ones we're talking about. You've got to hit those when they show up. And Petit put a charge in that one.
Now Mauer, who is 0 for 2 against Happ. Fly ball to center and a ground ball to first. And is now 2 for 11 against him with a couple of walks. He's trying to break the ice. A scoreless game. At the knee, strike one. Now with 5 hits, Yankees with just 3. Now 1-1.
What I've always admired about Joe Mauer's approach at the plate, his ability to see the ball early, but it's not just the recognition, early recognition of pitches. As we look at Joe, third in the league, batting with runners in scoring position. At 394, that's incredible.
Another one at the knees, 1-2.
Joe is not going to swing at those first two breaking balls, especially the first one that was called a strike. They're tough pitches, and Joe's just not going to swing at those until he gets 2 strikes and has to. He will not take a 2-strike swing against a pitch, on a pitch, before he has 2 strikes. He's comfortable getting to 2 strikes by not swinging at nasty ones so that he can get something in the middle of the plate that he can handle.
Only J.D. Martinez in this league has a higher average with men in scoring position. 1-2 to Mauer. And he took a call, 3rd strike on the outside corner. Petit left at second base, and we move to the 6th in a scoreless game.
Good pitch on the corner. Giancarlo Stanton up here in the 6th. Gibson has pitched him great. He throws him with a fastball after throwing him a lot of breaking balls. Then after that, in the 4th inning, he's looking for the fastball, comes back with that breaking ball outside that he was looking for in his first time up. Back and forth, back and forth. Gibson has him not knowing what to look for.
Now missing inside with his first pitch to Stanton leading off the 6th inning. Been a different game for Gibson than it was in New York back in April, when 4 of his first 5 innings were 1, 2, 3 innings. He's had to pitch here tonight with guys in scoring position threatening to score runs, and he's had to come up with some really big pitches against some good hitters. 1-1.
The impressive thing about it too, Dick, is that he's gotten in trouble of his own devising, and he hasn't had the sharpest command, and that's how guys have ended up on base and given him stressful innings, and yet he's been able to find a way to come back and make big pitches when he had to.
2-2, 3 walks, 3 singles, an error. Again, in every inning so far through 5, the Yankees have had a runner at second base. 2-2 to Stanton. He'll be followed by Gregorius and Sanchez. And now the Twins' third baseman makes a catch. Petit catches Stanton's line drive for out number 1. He's been kept busy over there.
Yeah, that's going to be the case with the sinker that Kyle has, and then the breaking ball is likely to be pulled if it's in the strike zone. This one gets too much of the zone. Stanton all over it, but doesn't get it elevated, and Petit's able to get to it. Kyle Gibson said, oh man, I know I got away with one there.
Here is Gregorius. He's reached on an error and a walk. Now fouled back, strike 1.
In both games, both the game that Kyle pitched in New York so well and this one so far, he's pitched Gregorius very well up in the strike zone, up and in under his hands. Very well.
Gave you Gregorius' numbers against the Twins. He's about the only Twins pitcher who has pitched Gregorius well. 7 for 17 now with 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in the games between the two teams, 1-1. Weird, awkward swing, 1-2.
And that's the swing you'll get when you're concerned about the fact you've been behind on the fastball. And that's why he's pitched him so well. In under his hands, high. Gregorius has been behind. He's been either swinging and missing or fouling those pitches back. And it gets to a hitter after a while. He gets in, when you're not getting the big end of the bat to the ball and then fastball, you get out in front, get a little too quick, and then you're vulnerable to the off-speed stuff. It's been the biggest change, I think, besides the excellent curveball for a swing and miss pitch that Kyle's developed. The best thing he's done is to go to the 4-seam fastball along with the sinker.
2-2. You saw the Twins bunching the infielders together on the right side, with the exception of Petit, who's at third, or at where a shortstop would be.
That was a great try there, 1 and 2. Just missed low with that breaking ball.
It is Polanco on the left side of the infield. 2-2. Another check and another full count.
I'll tell you what, it takes a awfully good hitter to take those last 2 breaking balls. Now, if you're a pitcher, all you can say is, how do you not swing at that ball? And as a former hitter, I can't answer the question. I don't know how he did it either. That's a strike.
Strike 3. And the throw to first will complete the strikeout. Home plate umpire Marvin Hudson delayed the strike 3 call. Everybody was delayed, including Gregorius running to first, Garver running to the backstop. 2 down. And that completed the strikeout. And audibly, until Hudson called strike 3, you could see Garver react as if it were a strike. 2 down.
That the delayed call fooled everybody.
And now Gibson hoping for his first 1-2-3 inning. He's gotten Sanchez twice. Once on a strikeout swinging, the other on a ground ball. Tapped foul.
So Gibson paints a perfect fastball on the low inside corner. It's strike 3. The umpire doesn't call it right away, and so Garver doesn't go after the ball. Gregorius doesn't run. Gibson's mad because he thinks it was called a ball, and Gregorius throws his hands up saying, I could have beat that if he just called it early.
1 strike to Sanchez. Now a ball.
16th time this year that Gibson's reached triple digits in pitches. Fouled off a leg. If he can get Sanchez, that would be 12 innings pitched against the Yankees with 4 hits and no runs allowed.
And you look at the pitches per inning, it's just way too many, and it's the one thing that stands, but in my opinion, stands now between Kyle Gibson and really top of the league front line kind of stuff. He has terrific stuff tonight, as good as he's had, as good as he had in New York when he pitched so well. Just not quite sharp with his command, and there's too many pitches, and he's going to be out of the ball game after a shutout, hopefully, if he finishes Sanchez off here, just because of the lack of command, just because of so many pitches.
No swing, said James Hoy. The pair looked like he went. It's 2-2. Nope, didn't go. 2-2, pitch number 111. Gibson's thrown as many as 120 pitches in an outing. Tapper wide of third.
So many Yankee players have swung over the top of his fastball. We see him. He's thrown a lot of ground ball outs. He's gotten double plays. But even the foul ball, so many Yankee hitters hitting over the top of the ball, and it just is indicative of the kind of movement. He's throwing 95 with ground ball movement.
Deep to left.
For that one.
And that breaks the ice. Down and in. And Sanchez cranks his 16th home run of the year.
He was trying to get the ball in, and it just kind of stayed down. Sanchez goes down to get it. These guys are so strong that sooner or later they're gonna get theirs. That one landed in the third deck.
And now Bird. Missing inside. The 6th inning, the 1st inning, where Gibson had retired the first 2 batters, and right now it looks like it's the only inning that they will score against him. 1-1. Bird with a couple of ground balls. First one a smash against Gibson's glove, and then he was thrown out. The other one a routine play to Forsythe. 1-2. StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Well, exit velocity 111 miles an hour is a lot. 111 with on that angle will get you in the third deck.
2-2. Despite the defensive inadequacies, sub 200 batting average, 2-2 to Bird. You've seen from Sanchez, both in the home run he hit in Game 4 in New York and here, neither pitch was a strike. The one he hit here today would look like it was low and in. The one he hit against Rodney was about a foot inside. He just turned on it and cranked it. Full count to Greg Bird.
Bird will take a walk, and that'll force the Twins to come out and get Kyle Gibson. Fourth walk issued, and Gibson so close to finishing his night with a 1-2-3 inning, but Sanchez hits the home run. Bird draws a walk. Nevertheless, for the second time this year, Kyle Gibson has pitched a wonderful game against the Bronx Bombers. Finishing his warm-up tosses. Pepsi fans of the game. Twins come back here. Gibson gave him a real good chance to win a ball game, but the Twins couldn't get much done offensively. At least they haven't done so yet against Jay Happ. And now Trevor May will come in, try to get the Twins off the field in the sixth.
Trevor May having a nice comeback season here. Comeback half a season, recovering from the ulnar collateral ligament surgery. We've talked about command. He's had good command of all of his pitches. It's been surprising to me that he's had the velocity he's had. He's had command of the curveball and changeup. I think a real positive development for the Twins this year, how Trevor May has come back strong.
Birds at first, 2 down. Gleyber Torres, the batter. Plate ball 1. Up high, 2-0. Yankees have done it internally this time, rebuilt a non-playoff team into a playoff team by bringing up guys out of their system. Torres with 23 home runs, most for a Yankee player prior to age 22 since Mantle and DiMaggio.
Oh, man.
Fouled back 2-1.
How do you hit 57 home runs in the big leagues before you're 22 years old?
Now the Yankees, of course, still have, brought in some outside players like Stanton, McCutchen. Traded the Twins with the Twins to get Hicks. But the nucleus of this team moving forward is going to be homegrown. Judge, Torres, and Duhar, developed internally instead of acquired through free agency.
Right. They made the great trade to get Gregorius.
Yep.
But you're right. Those other 3 guys are the nucleus.
And now May walks the first man he faces, and the number 9 batter Gardner will bat with 2 men aboard. I've seen Trevor deal with this from time to time, entering an inning and inheriting a runner or runners, and control not as sharp as he would like. Of course, the hope was, especially after the Gregorius strikeout, that Gibson would complete 6 and May could start the 7th. Now a situation developing here with Gardner at the plate and 2 men on. Gardner singled his last time up. Even without Aroldis Chapman, the Yankee bullpen is formidable, so you don't dare fall further behind than you already are. 1 strike.
Yeah, you'd sure like to keep it right here at 1-0. Maybe get a chance to ambush Jay Happ before the parade of hard throwing relievers comes in from the Yankee bullpen.
1 strike, and now Gardner takes a ball. Yep, Chapman's not there, but Robertson's there, Canley's there, Green's there, Britton, Betances. Happ's pitch count is so reasonable. I doubt the Yankees are too interested in turning the game over to the bullpen in the bottom of the 6th. 1-1. Little breaking ball, not close. 8 pitches, only 2 strikes for May. Two. Yankees have 4 hits. They've taken 5 walks in the game.
Twins to this point very, very lucky that the 5 walks have not hurt them way more than they have.
And another foul back. Aaron Boone and the Yankees appear headed for a 100-win season. They got a run against Kyle Gibson. The Sanchez home run. And now 2-2 from May to Gardner. Fly ball center field. Playable for Cave. The Yankees get a Sanchez home run and now lead it 1-0. Where'd he go? for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during the broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day. With Marty Gellner and Roy Smalley, Dick Bramer here at Target Field. Beautiful night for baseball. Twins haven't done anything in terms of run scoring against Jay Happ, and now the Yankees have a run on the board. Here's Polanco squaring and taking ball one. 5 hits for the Twins, 4 singles and a double. The only Yankee extra base hit was the Sanchez home run into the third deck. Sanchez tried to steal it for his pitcher, but it's 2-0. Strike 2 and 1.
Yeah, just staying away from Polanco. We saw that in the last at bat as well. Everything away. That's why I said earlier, I really think the Twins hitters, especially the right-handers, need to pick a side of the plate. Get focused on one side or the other.
One hop juggled by Andujar, and he throws him out. Andujar had that hop kick out of his glove. 1 down, and that'll bring up Forson.
That ball leaked back over the middle. He was trying to go away, leaked back over the middle just a little bit. Polanco had a good swing at it. But Andujar playing the hot corner, glove, shoulder, recover, bare hand, throw him out.
Strike 1 on the outside corner.
Talking with Jack Morris before the game, and he has seen Jay Happ an awful lot, and especially when he was up in Toronto, and he said the big difference has been his ability to stay out of the middle of the plate. So if that's the case, and Jack said he used to get hurt a lot because he'd end up in the middle of the plate a lot, and hitters would tattoo those pitches. But he's been able to figure out a way to be on both corners an awful lot and stay out of the middle.
Pitches up 1 and 2.
If that's the case, and that's why I said then you have to know that about a pitcher. Say he's unlikely to throw me a lot of pitches in the middle, so I'm going to look from the middle of the plate in or the middle of the plate out, one or the other. If I try to hit all the fastballs everywhere, I'm not going to be aggressive enough on the balls I really should hit. So get really focused on one side of the plate. When I say one side, that's from the middle of the plate in or middle of the plate out.
Forsythe grounds a single to left. The Twins have the tying run aboard for Robbie Grossman. 2019 season tickets are on sale right now. Season ticket holders get the best seats at the best price and automatically become part of the Sweet Spot Rewards and Benefits program. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets simply by calling 800-33-TWINS. Forsythe aboard. Grossman has a single and 2 trips. Very high, ball 1. To Grossman. Just outside 2-0. Yankee outfield playing Grossman around to the other side. There's an awful lot of room in the left field corner.
Well, what that tells me is that they're going to pitch him away.
Okay.
And so if I looked out there, if I'm Robbie Grossman, I look out there, I'm the hitter, that tells me something.
And sure enough, they are working over the outside corner. Clipped there by Happ, and it's 2-1.
because if I'm Robbie Grossman, I know where I hit the ball, and I'm a pretty good hitter right-handed, and I hit the ball to left field.
Yeah.
And I look out there and I see the Yankee outfielders swung that far around. That can only mean one thing to me. Yes, I'm a pull hitter, but they're just not going to give me a chance. They're going to stay away. They're trying to come in here.
A called strike on the fastball, and it's 2-2.
But I just don't think that's where they can't stay in there. That can't be their plan, or the outfield. There's no way the outfielders could play there. Look at it here. Center fielder, left fielder swung way around. Center fielder way around.
Called third strike. A high strike called to Grossman. 2 down. A smirk from Robbie as he leaves home plate.
Here's one of those questionable pitches right at the top of the zone. Looked like it had the strike zone.
And now Garver, who singled and struck out. Happ hasn't walked anyone. He's had 2 3-ball counts. In each of Garver's at bats, the count was full. That's been it. Drilled to right center field, and Hicks comes in to make the catch. On to the 7th. It's 1-0 New York.
Nothing. It's been a pitcher's duel between the starting pitchers. Kyle Gibson has been excellent. 5 2/3. A very well pitched baseball against a hot hitting team. Jay Happ has been just a little bit better. 6 innings pitched, no runs on the corners of the strike zone, and the difference in the ball game, 1 pitch to Gary Sanchez in the 6th inning. Knocked Kyle Gibson out. It's 1-0.
To the 7th, and Alan Buznitz will come on in relief of Trevor May to face McCutchen, Hicks, and Andujar. Buznitz coming in for the 20th time. He's been touched by the home run ball frequently, 3 times in his last 4 outings, and 1 each in his last 2 outings.
Yeah, you see that opponent batting average of 309, and you just wonder with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and a developing curveball how that can be. Curveball still not impressing hitters yet to get him enough to get him off the fastball, and the fastball's a little straight. So he's got the tools, but he's still a bit of a work in progress at the big league level.
Seen a lot of first pitch curveballs for strikes. See if he gives McCutchen one here.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying to get him off the fastball.
That one missing up high, ball 1.
Trying to get him off the fastball by showing that he has a curveball they can throw for a strike.
And another one left up, 2-0.
McCutcheon's had a good night at the plate. 2 walks and a sharp single. People covering the Yankees say that he's starting to snap out of the post-trade funk he was in. 3-0. Hicks on deck. And a strike. Foul back 3-2. Twins and Buznitz got a bit of a break. And there was the unfortunate ejection of Matt Belisle, and Buznitz had to warm up in a hurry on the road trip and had some tightness in his elbow as a result of all that. It was really unfortunate because it was uncalled for. Vasquez getting loose. And now a walk. It's the 6th walk that the Yankees have taken so far here tonight.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
Half the walks have been taken by McCutcheon. He's aboard now, leading the 7th, and here's Aaron Hicks. Hicks with a single in the 1st and a couple of ground balls to Mauer since. And in, ball 1. Seven pitches for Buznitz, only 2 strikes. One and one. Back to the bag. And the Yankees are 20-8 here at Target Field in the regular season. 2-0 in playoff action. First-year manager Aaron Boone replacing Joe Girardi after the season last year. I guess you'd have to say among the first-year managers, Boone's done the best job. If ultimately it comes down to winning and losing, it looks like the Yankees are going to the playoffs. The Nationals under Davey Martinez are not.
Well, especially after losing that guy.
Just off the corner. Nicky Callaway has struggled with the Mets. As great a story as the Phillies have been, Gabe Kapler's team is fading in September. 2-1 to Hicks. Checked his swing, took a strike.
I think the thing that Aaron Boone has done the best is the thing that gets most managers to the postseason is manage the pitching staff.
Inside, now a full count. Buznitz having a hard time throwing strikes. After the Sanchez home run, there were 2 Yankee walks, then finally the last out of the 6th. Now Buznitz is in danger of walking the first 2 men here in the 7th. Mentioned there have been just 2 3-ball counts for Happ. Twins have had a dozen of them. And half of those have walked. Runner goes, and it's ball 4. So 4 of the last 5 batters have walked.
Bird against Gibson, Torres against May, and now Buznitz walks the first two men here in the 7th. Garver with a slow walk to the mound. The batter will be Andujar.
There's not a lot a manager can do if your pitcher starts walking people. They're just it's one of the most frustrating things, especially late in the ball game against a good team.
I have been reminded on Twitter, of course, something I already knew but failed to mention. Alex Cora is a first-year manager with the Red Sox. He's doing a pretty good job, too.
He's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. Check swing. Ball 1. McGill, Vasquez getting loose. 13 pitches, only 4 strikes for Buznitz, and that's not close. A lot of controversy in the Rookie of the Year speculation. A couple of Yankees, Lou Trevino of the A's, and did Shohei Ohtani play enough to win the award for the Angels? 2-0. Right center field and deep. Cave won't catch it. He'll play the bounce. McCutcheon scores. Hicks right behind him. It's a 2-run double for Andujar. And a 3-0 Yankee lead. You said it, I think in the last half inning, Twins were lucky that none of the walks came around to bite them. Will they have bitten them here in the 7th?
It's predictable. You walk guys and fall behind after you've walked them, and good hitters are going to get you when they're ahead of the count. And good hitters eventually are going to get the hits with the guys on base that you put there via the bases on balls.
And now ball 1 to Stanton. Andujar with his 40th double.
To go with his 23 big flies.
There's a strike on the outside corner.
So you see occasionally what's in there with Buznitz. That curveball buckled Stanton's knees a little bit. It's a good one, just not enough of it.
That hit hard to center. Kay won't catch that one. That one hops the wall. Andujar around third. And another double for the Yankees and another run. It's 4-0.
He just hits the ball about, when he squares it up, about as hard as anybody I've ever seen hit a ball.
And the Yankees have blown it open here in the 7th against Alan Buznitz. Replay brought to you by Carrier.
Yeah, this curveball right in the middle of the plate, and he just smokes it. Big time extension. And watch, this ball doesn't get that high off the ground, but he drills it to the warning track on a line.
4-0 New York. Still nobody out in the 7th. home runs, but it's pretty impressive when you see a double like this too.
Hits the ball harder than anybody in baseball, I think. Watch this. 117 miles an hour and a line drive that lands on the center field warning track. And I'm gonna bet that as the ball went by the shortstop and the second baseman, it was going zzz, they could hear it. Oh man.
There's Gregorius facing Vasquez. That's poked down the line. It'll twist foul. Andrew Vasquez in, trying to get some outs here in the 7th inning with the Yankees up 4-0.
Vasquez of the big time breaking ball, slider, slurve, whatever you call his breaking ball reputation, not coming out of the minor leagues where he rose rapidly through the Twin system on the back of that breaking ball. Started Gregorius with one.
That's a fair ball right over the bag. He'll score another Yankee run. 3 straight doubles after 2 walks. And the Yankees are busting it open here in the 7th.
Didi Gregorius, one of the best left-handed hitters against left-handed pitching that I've seen in some time. Hangs in there so well, seems to see the ball early.
A rough night statistically and otherwise for Alan Business. He faced 4 men. They all scored. Didn't retire a man. He's charged with 4 earned runs, and now Vasquez will come out, and he's responsible for Gregorius at second base. And another pitching change here with the Twins still looking for an out in the 7th. Select Heartland Chevy dealers. Camps provide players an opportunity to continue developing their skills as well as prepare for tryouts at the start of a new season. Included are 5 to 10 hours of instruction addressing general baseball skills taught by an experienced staff of dedicated instructors. For a full schedule and registration, visit twinsbaseball.com/training. Now coming in, Matt McGill. Vasquez threw just a couple of pitches to one batter, and it's been a string of doubles after a pair of walks, and it is suddenly 5-0 New York. Tomorrow is going to be a game started by an opener, and Paul Molitor said, well, we're not going to announce it until after the game. And this was the scenario he was concerned about, where a bunch of relievers coming into the game ineffective to the point where they're used tonight couldn't be considered for an opening role tomorrow. And the Twins still have 9 outs to get here tonight. The Yankees opening the lead up with every at bat. 1-1. It was Sanchez who started the scoring in his last at bat. With 2 outs, he golfed a pitch into the 3rd deck. And with 2 outs in the 6th. And with that at bat, 9 men have come to the plate and only 1 man's been retired. There have been 4 extra base hits and 4 walks. It's punched to right. That'll drop for a hit. Gregorius will be held at 3rd. Bauer cuts the throw off. 1st and 3rd. Still nobody out. And Bird will bat.
Not too bad a pitch here from McGill. A breaking ball down and away. Sanchez started to lean toward left field, but had his hands back well enough to hit back at the ball just a little bit. Hit it off the end of the bat, dunking into right field.
Bird 0 for 2 with a walk. He was the last man Kyle Gibson faced. Bringing the infield in here, already down 5-0. Outside ball 1. Two 2-0. Kyle Gibson did a great job. We mentioned the Yankees had runners at second in every inning prior to the 6th inning. Now it's been one hit after another. Swung on and missed. 2-1.
Well, Kyle was terrific. He really was. And you're talking about how the scenario of the parade of pitchers for the Twins here really hurts Paul Molitor in terms of deciding on an opener for tomorrow's game. Kyle was 4 outs away from perfect, from ideal for his manager in terms of figuring that out.
Yeah.
It really is too bad that he wasn't out of the game due to lack of effectiveness. It just took him way too many pitches to get to where he got, as well, even as well as he pitched.
3-2. Kicks away from Garber. Runner will hold. That's the 8th walk issued by the Twins here tonight. And they're loaded up with nobody out.
So he gets a 3-2 and tries it, I think, a changeup. Unable to throw it close enough to get Bird to offer at it.
2 walks, 4 straight hits, followed by another walk. Infield in, there's a force at every base. Torres walked his last time up. Big swing and a miss. Tidy ball game through 6, but now the Yankees do what the Yankees tend to do, particularly if you keep walking them.
That's it.
Poked foul, 2 strikes.
And it's not just the walks, although that's obviously that sets the table for somebody to get a big hit, or for the rest of that good hitting lineup to start getting some base hits. But it's the walking people and then starting ball 2 on everybody else. It's just eventually that's just a prescription for disaster.
Liner to right, and a
Ball not caught by Grossman in right field. Everybody moves up a base. Looked like Robbie got leather on it, but didn't close it. Well, the inning continues still, nobody out. Guessing a hit. It was a sliding, diving attempt.
I think it has to be. High fastball, and Torres just tomahawks. Robbie just didn't quite get there.
The first 8 batters of the 7th inning have all reached. 5 of them have already scored. And here's Brett Gardner, made the last out of the 6th. And the Yankees have batted around since Gardner made the last out. And here they're hoping he'll make at least the first out of the 7th. Ball 1. Pitches for McGill, 7 strikes. And another mound visit. Twins are down to 2 left.
McGill's another pitcher with interesting stuff. I mean, he throws 96 miles an hour. He's got a good overhand curveball. He's got a changeup. Has yet to show that he can throw strike, 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 strike with those 3 pitches. And you look at the absolute numbers, the velocity, the break on the curveball, the movement on the changeup, and you say this stuff should play up here, but ball 1, ball 2 doesn't play.
Three and 0, the base is already full. McCutcheon started this by drawing his 3rd walk of the night. And a strike call, 3-1. Gardner with a single and 3 trips. Gardner struck out for the first out of the 3rd inning. Full count. And he struck out for the first out of the 7th inning, but it comes in the 9th plate appearance. One down.
I think Gardner helped him a little bit, swung it probably ball 4.
One down, and now McCutcheon. Single and 3 walks for McCutcheon. Also seen him show a lot of range in right field. Made a nice catch in right field near the foul line when the game was still close. Infield back, they'll hope to get a double play grounder. Half swing, strike 1. Go. One and 1. The veteran showing a real good eye at the plate. And now it's 2-1.
You see those last two sliders from McGill. You can find absolutely nothing wrong with the quality of the pitch other than the fact that he just not quite in the strike zone.
High and deep to center. Cave drifting back, out number 2. Front 2 runners will advance. A sacrifice fly from McCutchen. And now it's 7-0. Two down now, and Hicks will bat with runners at first and third. Hicks earlier this inning walked and scored. He singled back in the first. Ball 1. Yankees have been batting for 28 minutes. 2-0.
So my point about McGill's pitches is, I mean, obviously part of having quality pitches is throwing them in the strike zone. But other than that, the velocity and trajectory of all 4 pitches he's thrown are really very good. They should play, but like I said, you can't. They don't play outside that box you're looking at.
3-0 with Andujar on deck. Six-run inning so far for New York. And the 9th walk issued by Twins pitching tonight, filling the bases.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
And Duhar with the bases loaded. 6 runs in this inning. 5 hits and way too many walks. And that ends it. Not nearly soon enough. Yankees bat for about a half an hour, and they score 6 runs in the 7th inning.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Do all you want and can to follow that directive from Roy Smalley, but might I suggest if you're a Twins fan and you want to disseminate any part of this, just stop at the 6th inning. Don't try to reproduce or disseminate anything that happened at the top of the 7th. Luis Cessa comes in for the Yankees. He's got a comfortable lead to work with. Williams Astudillo will lead things off for the Twins in the 7th. Astudillo 0 for 2, bounced into a double play his last time up. A 6-run top of the 7th inning. And a strike. Astudillo, the designated hitter, with the left-hander Jay Happ starting. Now a ball, 1-1. Cave and Field will follow. Two and one now from Cessa to Astudillo. Chopper to short. Gregorius charges. One down. That'll bring up Cave. Cave, of course, coming out of the Yankee system. Getting a chance to play. A chance he probably would not have gotten had he stayed in the Yankee system. Parts of 6 years. Well, 6 years in the Yankee system. Actually had a good year last year at Scranton Wilkes-Barre, their AAA team. Spent most of the year there. This one chipped down the left field line, and Gardner has a long run. Oh, what a great effort. He didn't catch it. It's a foul ball. So Gardner actually got there and then did not make the catch. But last year, about 300 at bats for Cave. 15 home runs, 38 runs batted in.
Great effort here by Gardner. Just short of catching the ball.
Cave 1 for 2 in the ball game. Squibbed a base hit up the third baseline back in the 2nd inning. And now 0-2. If you look ahead to next year and try to imagine a role for Cave in the outfield for the Twins, and let's assume for the moment that Byron Buxton is healthy and playing at the start of next year the way he did in the 2nd half last year, so he's in the mix. He's in center field. Then you have Cave, who hits left-handed, Kepler, who hits left-handed, and Rosario, who hits left-handed. Half swing at strike 3. Cave has gone 2 away. And you're reminded that one of the reasons Ryan Lamar made the team out of spring training is that he was right-handed and Cave and Zach Granite were left-handed.
Well, that is one issue that the Twins face. They are a very left-handed dominant team right now. Until Buxton and Sano, for example, become dominant right-hand hitters, at least against left-hand pitching.
That's into the right field corner. Johnny Field has his 2nd hit as a Twin. He'll hold up with a single. 2 away here in the 7th. That'll bring up Petit.
2 line drives in a row and
yeah.
2 in 2 at bats for Johnny Field.
Petit doubled his last time up.
But you look at the Twins, the guys that are going to be in the lineup next year. Rosario, to your point, Rosario left-handed, Kepler left-handed, Cave left-handed, Polanco better left-handed as a switch hitter than he is right-handed. Mauer left-handed if he comes back.
Strike 1.
Just one of many, many reasons, many levels why it's so important for Buxton and Sano to develop into the players that we all think that they're going to be.
Chopper to short. And Gregorius can make the play to end the inning, and we head to the 8th.
And then get you ready for the Twins and Yankees at 6:30.
Well, the Yankees have opened it up. It's now 7-0. We go to the 8th inning. The Twins will have an opener tomorrow, and we can assume now that it will not be John Curtis who will be opening, because he's going to be asked to pitch in the 8th inning. Curtis coming in for the 5th time.
Had a pretty good outing his last time out. Velocity got back up to where we're used to seeing it. He's throwing more strikes. There's that 95.
Facing Stanton, who crushed a double in the 6th run, 7th inning. 1-1. If you just joined us, Kyle Gibson pitched great. Left the ball game trailing 1-0. And then the Yankees piled on against a chorus of Twins relievers. To the backstop, 2-1. Been a long night for Mitch Garver. Hooked a fastball, 3-1.
Paul Molitor, Garvin, Alston looking for some evidence here from Twins pitchers, just to see someone come in with and go strike, 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 strike. Seeing a lot of good stuff and very little of it in the strike zone.
Look at the Menards box score. 9 hits and 10 walks.
Yeah, that's ugly.
Here is Didi Gregorius. He took one of those walks in the 4th inning back when the game was scoreless. Chop foul. Yankees hit 3 straight doubles in their 6-run 7th. Gregorius got one of them.
You know, one of the things that's overlooked, and with all the home runs that the Yankees have amassed, is that they can hit doubles too.
Polanco out, makes a nice catch for the first out of the 8th inning. We'll bring up Sanchez.
They're just an extra base hitting team, extra base hitting team. Very powerful up and down the line.
Gary Sanchez started the scoring, literally teeing off on a low fastball and hammering it into the 3rd deck here. And he singled and scored in the 7th as well.
Yeah, I really think that Kyle Gibson and to some degree Mitch Garver will be really disappointed in their decision about where that pitch is. Looking back, second guessing themselves. To your point, when Sanchez beat the Twins in New York with that home run off of Fernando Rodney, the ball was in. Just trying to get him out with 2 strikes, coming in on him, Sanchez, and there just wasn't a whole lot of reason to do that. I can understand coming in on his hands to try to get him out somewhere else, but boy, if you don't get it in there, he opens up in a hurry. He wants the ball in. He wants to hit the ball out to left field.
Chip deep to the right field corner and off the wall. A long bounce, and Grossman gets it back in. They hold the runner at 3rd. Stanton stopped at 3rd base on a double by Sanchez.
So once again, he starts to go to left, but then is so strong. That ball's a pretty good spot. He chipped one in front of Grossman on almost the same pitch as last time up, and he just muscles that ball off the right field wall.
Greg Bird, the batter, 1 out, 2 men in scoring position. One strike. And now 2 strikes. Back. Bird has walked twice. 2 of the 10 walks the Twins have issued tonight. And Curtis is ahead of him, 0-2. And Curtis blows a fastball by Bird, 2 away. That'll be Torres.
Good fastball here by Curtis. Good spot against the primary low ball hitting Greg Bird. 2 good fastballs up to put him away.
Torres with an RBI single his last time up. There's a swing and a miss. 10 hits for the Yankees. Twins have committed an error, and of course the 10 walks. Wasn't that long ago. Actually, time-wise, it was. In terms of innings, wasn't that long ago. It was just a 1-0 ball game. And now 1-1. Stuck a fastball on the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Right field, Grossman is there to end the inning. Curtis leaves a couple of men aboard. It's still 7-0 New York.
The 8th inning at Target Field, and as always we will bring you Twins Live presented by CenturyLink right after the final out tonight. And in this edition tonight we'll take a look at the 7th inning for the Yankees offense and how they put 6 on the board. But Kyle Gibson's 5 2/3 innings, very strong for Minnesota, gave up just 4 hits and a run, and we will hear from the manager Paul Molitor all right after the final out tonight. Dick and Roy.
Well, thank you. It was a competitive game until the 7th inning. And now Joe Mauer will lead things off in the 8th. Sessa is still out there for New York. Gave up a 2-out hit to Field. Mauer is 0 for 3. And a strike on the outside corner. Danny Echeverria, another veteran picked up by the Yankees. Gregorius had been on the disabled list for a long time. Echeverria, a valued asset. Jones average down to 270. It looked like it was going to incrementally climb from week to week and might have a shot at a 300 season, but he's had a tough go of it here in September. Outside, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, he hasn't been Joe here for a little while. You see that take on that pitch, a little jumpy. That's unlike him. He's not seeing the ball, clearly not seeing the ball quite as well as he is usually.
Ground ball picked up by Andujar, and he throws him out. There's been a little bit of that too. When Joe's hit the ball hard, he's turned in a good play. 1 down.
Andujar with a third baseman play at shortstop. Very similar to plays a third baseman has to make. It's a 2-hop dive, get up, throw across.
Polanco will hit left-handed for the first time tonight. Strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Back in the strike zone, 1-2. Tomorrow, Sonny Gray will pitch for the Yankees, and the Twins will have their opener. Fouled away. Forsythe on deck. Other games, Verlander beat the Tigers in Detroit 3-2. Houston continues to win. Win number 90 for them. Tampa Bay beat Cleveland. 79th win for the Rays. If they were in the American League Central, they'd be 2 games behind Cleveland. That's how good a year they've had. That's poked to the line. Gardner won't get there except on the first hop. And Polanco has his second hit of the night.
Who saw the Tampa Bay Rays having the kind of year they had, especially when they started trading?
They got rid of everybody, including Chris Archer, Nathan Eovaldi, Denard Span. They all got shipped out of there. Forsythe, the batter, singled his last time up. One strike to Forsythe. Breaking ball over for strike 2. Half swing. Did he go? Foul tip. And that got Marvin Hudson.
Looked like he got it, like it bounced, got him up under the mask. Oh, yeah, it did.
Right in the throat.
Yeah. It's, that's really tough. Umpires are vulnerable up under there, and if it gets by the mask, it's nothing but bad. That's throat stuff. Ugh.
Kuzo went out there to check on the umpire, one of the trainers for the Twins. 2 strikes to Forsythe. Pulled foul between Gene Glenn and the line. Fastball up and away, 1-2.
I don't think the Yankees have any relievers that throw less than 95. I think that's. I think that's the slowest I've seen from a Yankee reliever, 95 miles an hour.
Forsythe drives a single to right field. And will bring Grossman to the plate with 2 men aboard. Grossman 1 for 3, a single leading off the 4th inning. Twins weren't able to generate much of anything against Jay Happ. He left after 6 innings, but by the time he left, the Yankees had pushed the lead out to 7-0. Sessa trying to pin down the Twins as he did in the 7th, again here in the 8th. Down and in, blocked by Sanchez, ball 1. Yankees trying to make it 5 in a row over the Twins this year. In retrospect, that lost road trip that the Twins had to St. Petersburg and New York, too much to overcome. The Twins ended up with an 8-game losing streak, all 7 on the road, 3 at Tropicana Field and then 4 in New York. After that, the Twins prior to September were essentially a 500 team. Not that that'll get you into the playoffs. Two and 0 to Grossman. And a strike. "30 pitches for Sessa. And Marvin Hudson rang up Grossman like it was strike 3, but it's just the 2nd strike.
Sometimes umpires forget to.
It was a strike. That's Marvin Hudson's strikeout call. 2-2. Now in the dirt. Full count. Garver on deck. Big win for the Brewers. They beat the Cubs 3-2. Just a game behind Chicago now in the National League Central. Crack to right. Solid hit for Grossman. Polanco around third. He'll score. Forsythe will be held at third. A double for Grossman. And isn't it wonderful that they give you 3 strikes when you go up in the batter's box? 3 straight hits for the Twins against Sessa.
Watch a swing by Robbie Grossman. That's more up in the zone than where Robbie usually likes the ball. Low ball hitter as a left-hand hitter, but he's gotten better and better on pitches belt high or higher. He's getting on top of the ball. Seen that several times here in the last couple of weeks. Just swinging the bat very well from the left side.
Well, Larry Rothschild spoke his piece. And now Mitch Garver will hit with a chance to drive in a couple of runs with a hit to the outfield. In the dirt, blocked by Sanchez. Activity in the Yankee bullpen, but they, like everybody else, have plenty of arms out there. They would like Sessa to at least get them through the 8th inning. And outside 2-0. Despite Sessa's recent control issues here, Twins have yet to take a walk. both in the number of opportunities and the success rate. 3-0 with Astudillo on deck. Strike. The hits the Twins got prior to the 8th inning here were all scattered in this sense. Haven't taken any walks. And every time the Twins got a hit, the next batter was retired. We saw what the Yankees did in the 7th inning, stringing hits and walks together and breaking the game open. Now the Twins have 3 straight hits here in the 8th. 3-1 to Garver. Chopper to short. Another run will score. A one-hop throw from Gregorius over to Bird. Forsythe comes in at 7-2. Echeverria is the shortstop. I beg your pardon. So now a runner at second, 2 down, and Max Kepler will take a swing for Astudillo. Astudillo, after his heroics last night, was 0 for 3. Kepler as a pinch hitter is 1 for 7. Hits are actually even at 10 apiece.
How are we doing versus walks?
And that gets by Sanchez, and up a base is Grossman. Wild pitch charge to Sessa.
Well, he just throws this ball right by Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez has been maligned a little bit, but there's a lot you can do in 97 just inside the left-hander's batter's box. He just threw that ball by him.
And 97 on the outside corner. One and 1 to Kepler. Strike 2. 97 fastball, or with the fastball, 87 with the breaking ball.
A little change up there right on the corner. 97 on the corner, 87 on the corner.
Check to swing just outside. It was clearly outside.
Yep.
2-2 to Kepler. Joe Smith steps out of the way. Let the professionals handle it. Two and 2 to Kepler. Twins scoring a couple here in the 8th. Another runner at third with 2 down. And now 3-2 with Jake Cave on deck. Seemed implausible to even think of this coming into this inning, but well, the Twins can step into the back end of the Yankee bullpen a little bit here if they can do a little more damage here in the 8th inning. Create a save situation. And Kepler strikes out, and that ends that. 3 hits in a row and a couple of runs for the Twins in the 8th. pitch for the Twins to the Yankees in the 9th inning.
Oliver Drake's had some more decent outings here of late as well. More unusual delivery styles you will see.
For Drake, he'll face Gardner, then McCutchen and Hicks. As a Twin, the numbers are pretty good for Drake. 13 games, an ERA of 3.07, only 8 hits and 14 2/3 innings, a 1.54 opponent batting average. He's given up a couple of home runs. And he'll face Gardner to start the Yankee 9th inning. Strike one.
As I recall, Drake just had one rough outing, which is
with the Twins. He gave up 3 runs and one. Right.
And other than that, he's been very good.
Five earned runs all year. 3 of them in one outing. 0-2 to Gardner, and then McCutchen and Hicks. High at 95.
Drake straight over the top. He leans back, as you've seen. Gets a sign, will lean back. And now from there, he comes straight over the top.
And Gardner serves a single to right. Leadoff hit here in the 9th inning. And that'll bring McCutchen to the plate. Gardner with his second hit. Yankees have 11 hits now. McCutchen has one of those and 3 of the 10 walks. One strike. Yeah, at least Drake has come in and thrown strikes. 5 pitches, 4 strikes.
Surely somewhere along the line, Oliver Drake's career, McCutchen's seen him somewhere, right?
Could be 2. Flip there, and Forsythe almost turned a double play, barehanding the flip from Polanco. Another quick turn by the Twins' second baseman. 1 down.
Ball hit to Polanco's left. He flips back behind Forsythe a little bit, who grabs it barehanded.
Well, back in the day, when you were a second baseman like that, they'd be looking for a body bag right now.
They would, and they'd be picking the body up in left field somewhere.
Hicks, the batter. To left center field, and Field makes the catch. 2 down. Time now for tonight's Coors Light refreshing finish, and some good defensive plays here tonight.
We have it, especially at third base. Petit has made some terrific plays. This dive play completely laid out, line drive. Handled everything, hit over at him at the hot corner.
And Duhar 1 for 5, a 2-run double in the 7th. That double, maybe the most damaging hit of the game, because at the time it was a 1-0 ball game. Buznitz walked the first 2 men he faced, and then on Duhar on a 2-0 pitch took the lead from 1-0 to 3-0. Pitch is up. 1-1. 1-2. Red Sox idle tonight. So the best the Yankees can do is pick up a half game. They'd still be 8 games behind the Red Sox. Forsythe makes the play, and it's a scoreless night for Oliver Drake. It is 7-2. The Twins got their 2 runs after the Yankees piled on 6 more runs in the 7th inning. And Jonathan Holder will pitch next for New York. He'll pitch to the bottom third of the Twins lineup. Sessa gave the Yankees 2 innings, and now Holder will try to polish things off here. And here's where the Twins, if they can put together a sequence of good at-bats, plate appearances here, they might be able to get Robertson or somebody fired up out of the bullpen. Ball 1. Foul by about 8 feet. Cave with a single his first time up, 1 for 3. Field is 1 for 3, and so is Petit. On the ground, Echeverria has it. 1 away. And that'll bring up Field. Fields hit the ball hard his last 2 times up. Once it was caught, once it was not. So he's 1 for 3 today.
Johnny Fields played a good ball game. Made a terrific diving catch, sliding catch in left field, and get Kyle Gibson out of potential run scoring situation. Keep this score tied at the time, 0-0. Hit 2 line drives. Had a nice ball game.
On the outside corner with a breaking ball. send right-hander Sonny Gray out on the mound tomorrow. We'd expect to see Rosario, if not in left field, perhaps as the designated hitter. Rosario still bothered by that quadricep muscle. As far as we know, Marty Gellner's feeling 100% sitting behind him. Nothing wrong with her at all.
She can hit too.
On the outside corner, strike 3, 2 down. That'll bring up Petit. Petit with a double in 3 trips. Back. One strike.
You mentioned that Petit had a nice year offensively down in AAA. When he's been up here, he's been aggressive at the plate too. Got some base hits.
Popped up. And it is Echeverria who makes the catch, and the Yankees continue to play well here at Target Field, and the Twins continue to not play well here against the Yankees. Too many walks in the ball game tonight.
Well, kind of a typical Yankee game right here. They take advantage of what you give them. And tonight, after Kyle Gibson left the ball game, the Twins gave them a whole lot of free passes, and the Yankees cashed them in.
So the Twins will hope to rebound tomorrow, Anthony. They still hope to have at least a 500 homestand, and right now the record in the homestand is 2-2.
They'll have to find a way to solve this longtime nemesis, the Yankees. Yanks win the series opener tonight as they use a big inning in the 7th to do so. We'll break down the evening of Kyle Gibson and hear from Paul Molitor next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink.